MR2s are unusual cars in many ways, and while they aren't extremely rare, they are quite misunderstood. This is my list of the top 6 Toyota MR2 misconceptions and fallacies. Number 6. Twin Turbo. The first and second generation MR2 had forced induction variants available, but neither had a twin turbocharged engine. This misconception stems from the fact that the SW20 has a twin entry turbo, meaning that the turbine is fed by 2 ports rather than 1. It's a good thing that the English found on the intake plenum of turbo MR2s in Japan was exclusive to that country, otherwise people would have been really confused. Ceramics power. Number 5. Designed by Lotus. According to Nigel Burton's Toyota MR2 The Complete Story, this rumor was started by several car magazines in the mid-1980s, and while it was never confirmed or denied, it is unlikely to be true due to the fact that Toyota and Lotus have traditionally been open with their collaborations. For example, Lotus did design the suspension found on the Celica XX, the predecessor to the Supra, and more recently Toyota supplied engines for the Lotus Elise and Exige platforms. Number 4. No racing pedigree. The MR2 has an underappreciated and relatively unknown racing history. In the 80s, there was the 222D, based on the AW11 chassis. It was built to race in Group B rallies, which sadly were shut down before Toyota Team Europe had a chance to compete. This is an absolute shame given the specs of this beautiful boxy little machine. This footage is from 2006, when lucky spectators at the Goodwood Festival of Speed got a glimpse of what could have been. In 1995 and 96, a modified MR2 made its debut at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The car was built by Sard and named the MC8R. It was effectively a stretched Toyota MR2 powered by a twin turbocharged Toyota V8. The MC8R never brought home any wins, but hey, it was a modified MR2 racing against Ferraris, Porsches, and McLarens. But in 1998, Team Taisan won 5 out of 5 races at the Japanese Grand Touring Championship utilizing an MR2. Unlike the MC8R, this car had the standard chassis and turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. And lastly, the 3rd generation MR2 was utilized to win Super GT races in 2002 and 2005. Number 3. Lightweight. By today's standards, this can be true depending on what model year and trim, but the 2nd generation turbo models can weigh in close to 3,000 pounds. That's pretty portly compared to other Japanese 2-seaters of the time. The good news is that there's a lot of weight to lose. Just have a look at this plenum stay, or this airbag computer, or this charcoal canister, or this weird chunk of metal and rubber that was mounted to the rear crossmember that I found, or this JDM as f*** stick. Number 2. Only fast with a K20. Okay guys, look, I get it. The K-Series is a great platform. It's very well supported, which shouldn't be a surprise given that it's been mass-produced for over 20 applications since 2001. Also, newer engine technology generally means more horsepower and less weight. And the release of this video in 2011 seemed to cement the general assumption that you need to have a K20 to make the MR2 roadworthy. Admittedly, the aging 3S GTE power plant is perhaps a bit esoteric compared to the K20, but that doesn't mean that the stock MR2 engine isn't worth your time. When I posted this best motoring clip to Facebook of a stock MR2 winning drag races against a number of vehicles, including a Honda NSX, one viewer responded, "Is this real?" When I posted this clip of a 3S GTE powered MR2 preparing for takeoff, another viewer responded, "That was a 3S GTE?" If you're thinking about joining the MR2 community, don't be afraid to do your own research. There are many, many other options out there. Go check them out. The MR2 can teach you a valuable life lesson if you're willing to overcome this final misconception turned urban legend. Number 1. Snap steer is why I crashed / why you shouldn't buy an MR2. Oh boy, here we go. To illustrate my point here, let's listen to the Drift King himself, Mr. Keiichi Tsuchiya.
The difference between the S14 and the MR2 is the braking power you apply. Oops, I thought I had that one. But hey, even monkeys fall from trees.
When Tsuchiya says, "even monkeys fall from trees," he's quoting a Japanese proverb, meaning in this case, I might be the Drift King, but I still make mistakes. He was fully aware of the handling characteristic known as snap oversteer, but took ownership of the outcome that he created, and from there, he moved on. So in short, MR2s are not dangerous as some have suggested, but the person behind the wheel very well could be. Do you agree with my list? Have anything to add? Let me know in the comments. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe.
You should hear it all. I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around.